Hello and good evening, everybody. Tonight I am going to be finishing off this piece here, the sun and the moon that I started the other day. I don't know how visible this is, my apologies. I do have this outline traced of the edge of the moon, as well as I've decided to go ahead and put in 3 separate 4-pointed stars. So I do hope this will work out nice. This evening as well, I decided to go with just 3 colors as I did in this one. Now in this one, you can barely tell. I do have the carmine, gold obviously, and this dark color, although it does look black, this is actually a really deep poker's green. So the colors that I've chosen tonight, I am going to go with just silver. For the blues that I've chosen, I'm going to go with a beautiful cobalt blue. And lastly, this lemony blue. So I think that'll work as a nice contrast. I did definitely want to get in the silver with this gold here. Excuse me. Okay. So one of the first things that I really want to do is make sure that I have this. Let me get my paint out of the way real quick. I want to make sure that I have this edge here that separates the two done in my silver. And I've got my palette already loaded up with the 3. Got my trusty tools handy. I'll just push those off stream a little bit here. And if I remember correctly, trying to remember what size tool I had used for these, just so that that stays consistent. I'm pretty sure it was this one here. Actually, I could, because I have a larger surface here, I could just go larger. I think I can go up 1 step into this one versus this. I don't know how easy that is to tell, but I'll go up a step. So again, I'm just going to go right into my silver here. Push my tools out of the way so I'm not working around over here. Alright, we kind of turn this a bit so that it's a little more comfortable. And let's see how steady my hand is tonight. Ideally, what I want to do is get in between each one of these existing dots. And just go right over this line. Now the first line wasn't extremely consistent either. I'm not the best yet at spacing. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it perfectly between each one, but I think I would rather tonight, excuse me, make sure that the dots are nice and close together. The silver is right next to each other, as well as right on top of the gold. think that looks much nicer. Tonight, the consistency is a little better. I think the other night when I was working on this, I was probably just a little more focused, a little too focused perhaps, on following the line that I had drawn and dotting right on top of that line. And I think because I was just concentrating on that so hard that it kind of skewed my perspective. And my spacing suffered. Trying to be a little more focused here. Sorry. Don't mean to pull that out of view. It didn't look that far spaced when it was just the gold, but now as I'm outlining in the silver, it does sort of stand out. There. First part down. There. Okay. Excuse me one second here. Okay. Now eventually, I do want to take this silver and again go up and all the way over. And then if you can see the stars, I want to outline them as well. I don't necessarily think that I'll fill them in. I don't know, that might change. Let me see how this thing goes. Let's see though. First, right off, I want to get, let's see here. So my line runs here is per the center. And I think, all right, so let's go dark blue. And like I said, I kind of want to stay right on this line here. And where's my other line? Do you want to stay rather symmetrical still? Okay. And I want to just do some walking. I'm going to do some petals here. Start small. Goodness, my throat this evening, I'm sorry. Okay. One of the things that I did learn, just trial and error, that I found that I liked is having, you can see here in these ones, the petals, the slightly larger top dot. And I was always thinking, okay, well, you must just dip the paint here and on these two and then continue to walk. And that's what I was doing for the longest time. Until I'm like, well, why in the world wouldn't I just go ahead and use the larger tip, go back down to the smaller to walk, so that it gives us more pointed appearance. And that's what I've been doing, and I think it looks a lot better. So just a tip there, just in case anybody else like me is starting out and learn something new, right? So like on this one, this is going to be the one that I'm going to walk with. And I'm just going to use the other end, slightly larger, to start my tip. So let's make sure I don't get my fingers in the paint. Oh, I've got some extra tools up here that I'm going to move. Let's get those out of the way. Okay. That needs to clean. And all the way around. I like the start. All right, so that's tool number 1 down. And let's go into the 2 here. Same thing with this one. I'm going to start with a larger dot on the other end. I'm into the silver this time. That off. Oh, hey Allison, how's it going? Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, tonight I did definitely want to do a contrast of these colors, so hopefully this is gonna look good. Definitely is gonna be something different. Okay. Yeah. Do another step up here. And what do we need? Dark blue. This one by far, I think, has been my favorite. I really enjoyed this one. It's up till now, I've been doing a lot of just the circular, real typical stuff. And I seen a design and I really liked it. And I thought, what the heck, let's go for it. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I really hope there's no mistakes. I hope they don't smear the paint or something. I would be so disappointed. I'll go another one. After this one, I gotta look and see what I want to do next. I do not want to run into my stars up here. This is about all I figured out so far. Okay. I think I might have room for one more. I'm pretty sure that I do. Without getting too close. Let's see. Turn up here just to make sure. Cleaned up a little. I need to get a different brand of silver. This particular brand is, the more I work with the silver specifically and only, I hate it. It's even thicker than the rest. And it tends to clump very easily. The gold, which is weird because the gold also being that kind of metallic, I don't have any problems with. So it sort of drives me nuts. Just a little bit. Okay, so now let's see what I want to do here. What if I come in here with a large lots of unknown. Let's see. Just sort of see what happens. Really try not to dip my hand in that paint. Thank God this is dry. I won't be able to do it on this side. Let's see what we want to do. I wonder, let's go back a little smaller. So I have the room on the right. So I'm gonna turn this upside down and do it. Not terrible. These turned so small. I don't want to mess it up, but then again, I do want it to be visible. Okay. All right, now let's go. Let's go to my stars. Let me think a second here. I do want that pretty small. So I'm gonna go with my smallest. Start over here. So this alone is just going to take a little while. I initially wanted to wait until I was a little bit closer to being finished to do this, but I'm sort of afraid that I'm gonna get too close to my design and it's not gonna look right. So I'm kind of setting myself up. Or trying to. Wipe my brush off here. Like I said, this particular silver is sort of a pain. I should just thin it down. Haven't done that yet. Haven't tried with this particular brand at all. I should just go for it though. I am liking the Apple Barrel brand though, the more I use it. All right, 1 star. So far, so good. I wasn't 100% sure I was gonna like the way this is gonna come out, but all I have to do now is figure out how I want to fill in the rest of my moon. So tiny, I know, it feels like it's taking forever. Okay, there's 2. These are always the hard ones, right as I get off the page here. My hand just doesn't get that support. I've got to kind of twist a little. Okay, let's not get in the paint. Almost. See. There. Now that I've got those three in there. Okay. Now then, let's see where we do. Do I have to do something here on these sides? Let's see, what if? I sort of want to keep this pattern, but since I don't quite have enough room to do a full, I wonder if, let's see, let's try to imitate this going backwards. Looks like it's interrupted, right? I hope. Now then, let's do something. Let's flip this around again. I want to do something very similar here, but just on a smaller scale on this side. So I suppose I'll stick with the same color. And I'll do that same thing again. Start with this slightly larger end of the tool. Break that off. Go back into the small. So far, so good. Okay, I like that. Back into my finicky silver here. All right, let's get a couple on this here. There we go. I like that. I like the way that's coming out. It's a lot of page turning, sorry. Yeah, coming along much better than I had expected. Really happy about that. Now, let's see. It's a little close, darn. I smushed that one pretty good. Oh well. All right, silver. Gonna try to follow that exact same pattern. I'll do this silver, a light blue half, and a dark blue half. Now with this one, I won't even have room for the other. That's okay. Actually, I could just leave it like that. You just do it equal on both sides. That is really a straight line over there. I don't like that. Oh well. All right, let's see. Let's see what I want to do next here. Since I'm kind of doing it backwards, I could do something very similar to just the dot here that has a circle around it. Getting some ideas here in my head. Let me try something. So we've got these 4 pointed stars. Let's see what else I can do. Let's get to the world over here. Oh, hello. Hey, Ian. Hey, my day has been pretty good. I've actually been looking forward to getting in here and getting started on this work. How about you? How's it going? How's the weekend treating you so far? Itty bitty teeny tiny. Ooh, let's see how to do this. Holy guacamole, if I wasn't blind already. I feel like this is going to make me go blind. This is so done. Okay. Yeah, I honestly wasn't really sure myself, but yeah, I do like the colors as well. I think it's turning out pretty good. I kind of actually like the fact that the really dark green looks so much darker. It almost looks that black. I think it's probably better that way than if it was really noticeably green. I don't know. This is so difficult. Why did I try to do this? This is so small. Ah, awesome. I'm glad you like the way it turned out. It's always nice to have somebody that it says that it looks good, not just sitting here in your own mind thinking it's great. I'm sure I'm going to jinx myself not having dipped my finger into paint yet. Ooh, okay. Okay. That just looks messy. I don't think there was enough definition there. Maybe that'll kind of blend out. I don't know. Okay. Now what? Let's see. Gonna get all this filled in. Now I've got these small chunks of spaces here. What do I want to do with that? I could take a larger tip and actually just do a line out from these. Maybe that would look good. I can try that for a little bit of a space filler. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Have to rip a page out here. Wouldn't that be great? Rich and famous someday, right? See which direction it's going in. Yep. Yep. Gotta capitalize on it, right? Wouldn't blame you in the slightest. Right. Now what do I want to do? Let's see. With this all going to be closed off. Let's see. I'm wondering if I just do just a series of dots, kind of random, to fill the space. Because actually I'm not thinking that would look too bad, because that would be more like the night sky, right? And just have it kind of scattered. That might really work. It wouldn't have to be quite as quote unquote structured as this one. I think I kind of like that idea. I'm also playing with the idea of taking this one more row. I don't know, because it's going to be silver and it's going to be running right up against my star. I think it would get lost in the design. Well, I think what I'm going to, well, what do I want do that yet. I may just want to go ahead and fill this in just to get my head, my eye wrapped around the edges and see where I need to fill stuff in at. Might be a little bit dangerous though, just because I run into the problem where I'm going to have my hand in paint. Where are all of my rods at? Okay, let's see. Let me get these out here. Oops, not over there. Yeah, this one's going to be too large. Grab my other set of tools here. Just these small acrylic rods. And let's see. Wish me luck here. There's my biggest spot. You can really see the high peak on that one because this is so thick. I swear I've got to get up and another grinder. I'm gonna complain about it forever. Sylvan Mist design. The name Sylvan Mist, I actually created myself, Sylvan Mist, long time ago. Back when I was in high school. You know, long time ago. I'm gonna tell you how many years ago that was. But I did, geeky honest, back then I did, like I said, a lot of descriptive writing. I did a lot of role play, you know, text based. I wrote a lot of stories. I dabbled around in poetry and, like I said, creative, just descriptive writing. I would, whatever. And that was at that time back then, the name that I had chosen for my kingdom or my character or whatever it was that I was doing at that moment. So it was just sort of a play on words, you know, like silver mist. And I just kind of played around with the wording until I found this. And so I've been literally holding on to this name, Sylvan Mist, for quite a number of years. And I just never really done anything with it. Wanted to create a website, wanted to kind of snag the naming something. Just never really have done anything with it until now. So yeah, it's been with me for a very, very, very long time. I'm not that old. Really, I'm not. But, you know, a girl can't ever tell her age, right? I probably sound a lot younger than I am. I don't know. I feel a lot older than I probably am. Yeah, possibly. I suppose there's a good chance. I suppose there's a very good chance I'm probably. And you know, you never feel old until you see stuff that used to, the cartoons that you grew up with or whatever, and people are talking about them like they were 60 years ago. And you're like, oh my God, I'm old, you know? In 90s? No. Yeah. Yeah, hey, I still grew up on Looney Tunes, Garfield, all those kind of things. You know, they were still in my childhood. Um, nope, I was earlier than 90s, though. Let's see what I've got written. Hey, hey guys. So I've got all three of you in here this evening. Hello. Thanks for coming back, everybody. I certainly enjoy getting to see everybody again. Let's see. Where? This is like the least little thing I've done. Just randomly putting dots in places. Okay. Okay, so what do we think? I mean, is that looking okay? I feel like it's almost going towards like a childish side and less like structured art, but whatever. I really wanted to do the stars and I sort of ran out of ideas here, I guess. Oh, okay. I'm good. I'm gonna just try to use all my tools here. Try to fill this in, make sure that I get a really good selection of sizes. I don't want to clutter it up too much, but at the same time, I want to make sure that it's really filled in. Yeah, I am. I am going to go ahead and do the silver outline on this as well. So the same size that I have here. I did this one a size up too from the gold. And yeah, I'm going to completely bring that around. I'm just doing my best to try to save that for last. See where this goes. Kind of fun doing something a little less structured. Doesn't feel quite the same though. Almost done, I think. Maybe I don't know if I'll do more than that, or maybe just do a couple of top dots there. We'll see. I'm missing something. random is an art of its own. It's kind of hard. What type of paint? This is just water-based acrylic. Nothing super fancy. This is kind of my go-to. The apple barrel. Simple, cheap stuff. All right, just quickly double checking, making sure that there's not any really big holes that I want to fill in anywhere. Try to flatten that. Ugh. So thick. So thick. Well, hey, thanks, Allison, for joining me tonight. I certainly do appreciate it. Have a good evening. I'm going to make sure I use a top dot on that so that doesn't show. But I really would like it flat. Okay, that's better. All right. Now. All right, let me get this finished up. Let me give my silver a good stir here. Feels so thick. And on top. Okay, and now for let's start up here. I don't know if this is soothing, relaxing to watch, or if it's just boring, but it's soothing and relaxing to do, so. Much more conscious of where my dots are going tonight. Gonna get them much closer together, a little more cohesive feel. This is going to take a few minutes more. Peacock feathers, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I gotta find a really beautiful teal to do that. I don't think this blue here, I think this would be pretty good. The cobalt blue. Maybe even stay with this light shade of, what is it, the mini blue. But ooh, I would have to find a beautiful teal color, really bright and sharp. And perfect, good. I'm glad it's easy on the eyes. Kind of one of the reasons too that I'm always doing this in the evening. Other than the fact that I have my hands full during the day. How did I forget about purple? Yes. Really nice bright purple. Like I said, I can't draw. I cannot draw for the life of me. So I would have to find something maybe with the head and body image of a peacock, and then do the feathers. Yeah, that would definitely be another fun one. I like this so much better that when the dots are touching like they're supposed to, instead of getting all spaced out. That was at the end of the night. I don't think my brain was where it needed to be. Okay, this is getting tougher here as I lose some place to put my hand. Hey, if you can draw or paint, perfect. You can just paint it those beautiful bright teal and purple and blue colors and then send it on over and we'll finish its feathers. A children's coloring book, you know what? Yeah, that's true. Because yeah, I've got some stuff from coloring books. Might just have to Google it, you know. image search. Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh. My page is curling right at the end. I know there's a reason that I never did anything this close to the edges before. Okay. Almost. Hey, that would be fun. Absolutely. So what do you typically do? Is it more or less watercolor paint, or what do you use? What is your style? Oops. Nice. Ooh, yeah. A little bit of everything. That's nice though. I mean, being able to kind of dip your toe in anything. One thing that I wanted to experiment with a little bit lately is doing watercolor pencils. All right. Okay. Oof. Didn't get anything. My hand is shaking. I don't have anywhere to put it. Yeah, you know, the small silver stars, I thought about that too, kind of after the fact. You're right, I think that would have looked good too. gonna fill that in a little. Okay. Just checking to see if I missed any. Yeah, watercolor pencils. I've heard that they're very good with mandala art as well, just because any grid lines that you decide to use or anything underneath you can easily get rid of, which is pretty ideal. So I do want to try that. Right, yeah, it is supposed to be a sun and a moon, sort of, you know, not extremely defined. But yeah, exactly. So I decided to the sun, the moon, and then I threw in the stars there. I think I still need a lot more littler dots here to fill this in. I was thinking about potentially filling in these stars, but I don't know. I don't think I like that idea in the end. But yeah, I think I need to fill it in a little bit more. I don't want to leave so much space. Nope, you're fine. Plenty enough times I've actually just I've not updated the title, or I've had it from a day or so previous. So yeah, whatever. Because it's not always right anyways. I'm gonna take a look. Let's see. So I'm just gonna try to go back. Maybe fill one or two of these other spaces. The fact that it's only 3 colors with this part though feels a little bit limiting. I think if I had like 5 colors, I wouldn't hesitate to do a lot more dots, just randomly around. Let's see. See if I see any other big gaping holes screaming at me. I could be doing this part probably for hours. I mean, I could literally squeeze in probably 30, 50 more, all teeny tiny things, but I think the more filled in it is, the better it's going to look, though. Especially, I think the stars will start to stick out more. I think they'll be a lot more noticeable. The empty space. What else? Yep. Yeah. I feel like I could put 1,000 in here, but just do a couple more. Why not? Yeah. All right. And since I'm not using any mixed colors today, since I haven't, everything is just straight out of the bottle color, it's going to be so easy to come back at some point if I decide, oh, well, I need to fill this up more, or maybe I've chosen a different color, that I want to sprinkle in here. I don't know what color that would be, but just throwing that out there. It'd be easy to do. Okay. Anything else glaringly empty? Not really. Okay, I gotta stop. Gonna be at this all night. There. Okay. Step back and look at it. It does glare. There. Maybe that's a little better. Get the light off of it with that shimmery metallic. See it a little bit better, perhaps. Yeah, I definitely think I could go some more small dots. Like I said, fill in any of the empty spaces or as much as I can, because I think it's going to make the stars stand out a little bit more, because I don't know necessarily that I want to put anything inside of them. I suppose if anything, I could go back in with my smallest tool and maybe do a second row inside. I don't know. I feel like that would ruin it a little bit, because then I don't think it would be as defined. I don't know. I think overall I'm pretty happy with that, though. Definitely something different for me. I like the experiment. Okay. The Cowboys, seriously? That's true. With the blue and silver. Oh, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. That's true. Yeah. The double line would have to really be really close on top of the other one, because you're right. If I would do it sort of a little space in between, yeah, it would look like the Cowboy star. Nope, not a Cowboys fan. That's not gonna happen. That's okay. Well, actually I could probably do that at some point and just sell it to a Cowboys fan. There we go. Make it work. Ooh. I grew up in Denver, so I was a Broncos fan. I don't watch much anymore, but all about the orange and blue. But that was here we go, aging myself again. That was way back in the Elway days. So the warm colors in the star sounds really interesting. Ooh, that's kind of tempting. Maybe to even use that carmine red around the inside. Ooh, I might play around with that. Regardless, I think I'm gonna have to let this dry. Otherwise, I'm gonna end up with a mess. Some of these stars here were already kind of a mess. So, oh yeah. Oh, Broncos. Okay. Well, like I said, I think I'm gonna have to leave it. Regardless, it's gonna have to dry. I mean, this dried pretty well, but it's been 2 days, so I'll leave that. Yeah, and I certainly wish I've got to get some more Apple Barrel brand paints because this one is so flat. It took that. I mean, it's practically dry already, and it took that double that top dot without distorting it. It's just beautiful. I love that so much. Just gonna have to get more. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna call it for the night. Thank you guys ever so much for help me tonight. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining me. It's really fun to have you on and just get a little chit chat a little bit, get some things done, experiment, get a little bit of feedback while I'm doing it. So yeah, much appreciated. My next project, I have to get my little baby terracotta pots done. I only put 1 coat of gray paint on them yet. I need to do probably 3. And I've only done 1. And I know it takes about a day for it to dry with even a thin coat before I should go on to the next. And that was like a week ago that I started that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. And maybe the next stream we'll do that one, right? But thank you guys again. You have a good night. Take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Till next time. Bye-bye.